Oh, hello there, gamers. We didn't see you there.
The only thing we're seeing today is some no good Yankee infantry.
Yeah, Rob?
Ren, I
Yeah.
think we have.
Yeah, Rob.
There's two sides to this game.
Uh-huh.
They don't have good arguments, but I think we've seen a lot of scenarios where we've just been playing from the defensive side.
Huh, Rob?
But you know
Mm-hmm.
what's hard? Going on the attack.
Is it? Because if I remember correctly from my playing of the Battle of Gettysburg, I feel like it's very easy to go on the attack and kind of sorry to is to go on the attack based on what happened to me when I played Union.
Well, I mean, you said you had to adjust the difficulty level. Maybe I can't validate these claims. I can't verify the quality of the foe you were against.
Alrighty. So how do we do? Do we just click fight the battle? Are we gonna do
No, I'd
specific
say
scenarios?
go with play a scenario.
Alright. Alright, what are we doing, Rob? As my
We'll
guide
start,
through Sid Meier's Gettysburg.
so we'll start McPherson's Hill, because
Okay.
we the stream has seen us play that a few times. I would I haven't experimented too much with the personality stuff, but yeah. So this scenario is basically like the
Game's a little
Confederates.
loud, voices are low. Got it.
In this scenario, the Confederates have windows of opportunity to really push an advantage home, but if the Union gets set up, they're
Sir,
in real
this
trouble.
no-good Yankee cavalry's been slowing our advance
God.
all morning. I want to shake out a couple of brigades and move it along.
Moving along a little.
Oh my god, Rob. So I'm turning the game down more, it's just so loud. Oh, whoops.
You must hold this position at the end of the battle.
Okay. McPherson's Hill.
This is your best brigade. There'll be some more infantry coming up.
Alright.
So
Alright. Yes, what's up, Rob?
okay, so yeah, we played this a few times from the Union side. We know that to start, the Union have just cavalry up on that hill. You have a huge numbers advantage. That dwindles fast because in about 2 minutes or less, the Iron Brigade's going to show up, and they are very, very tough.
I did not mean to do that fucking side scroll. Oh my god, not being able to move. I'm gonna turn my DPI down. There we go. That's
Yeah,
better.
There we go.
Now I can actually control the video game. Okay, let's see what we got here. So you said that they do have cavalry up on that hill?
Yeah, my guess is the cavalry is holding the road and those fields, and then behind them somewhere is the best brigade of the Union Army, and so they're going to be tough to move. They will tough to beat. The other thing is if the Union gets really set up in that forest, you've got real problems. However, I'm not sure you need to go into the woods. That's the thing. Is it's real tempting to be I can flank out through the woods, but there's a lot to be said for just rushing the open ground, to the north there.
Yeah, right up here, yeah. Also, to answer a question immediately asked, yeah, of course it feels weird and bad. But it is understanding the context that this game exists in is kind of a requirement, sadly. Alrighty. So Rob, here's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we have this is our best brigade, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking we have them just kind of trust them to hold right at this river, right?
Yep.
Trust them to fight here, and then have this side do a wide flank around the top up here. And then these are artillery, right? Okay. I'm thinking we move the artillery actually up with the people flanking. We'll keep, because we have 3 artillery batteries. I say we take probably 2 up here and have 1 support our best brigade down here.
So real quick,
Yes.
The game doesn't call attention to this, but there's 2 flavors of artillery battery.
Mm-hmm.
The rifles and the Napoleons. The rifles are better at range, They're actually real vulnerable if like the fighting gets in close.
These are, this one is rifles. These one are rifles. These are
You
Napoleons.
have one thing in Napoleons, yeah. And the Napoleons are the ones that really do devastating like direct fire damage at like medium to close range. But you know they're very vulnerable in those positions. So that's the thing I would call out like in your plans.
Yeah.
Rifles are better off standing off a little bit and like doing long range shelling or targeting artillery. You see that little button down there.
Yeah.
They can also do counter battery fire to specifically drive off enemy artillery. Though that can take a long time. You know, infantry is easier to hit than a tiny little gun carriage. But that's the only note I'd have for your plan for how you deploy that artillery. Yeah.
There we go. Now, Archer, we're gonna have you move up to right about here.
Real quick, while you get Archer selected, it's useful check his line of sight from where he is right now.
Give me the binoculars.
Okay.
Give me the binoculars.
All right, looks like this
So-
whole zone is a complete mystery because I'm assuming we're going down a hill and then up another, and then these trees are blocking our sight lines.
Yeah, and I think probably the trees are the big thing there. You got pretty good visibility on the hilltop itself. It must not be very tall, but yeah, and then beyond the hills, complete unknown.
And then we're actually gonna have these folks. Let's do this, and then
Maneuver columns.
actually, we'll have them maneuver to here.
Columns. Battle line. Maneuver column.
Have them maneuver to here, and then switch into actual formation when we get there.
Yep.
And then have these Napoleons head up the back with them. And then,
Wheel left. Wheel right.
perfect.
Wheel right.
All right, seems good. Come on, folks. Get going. There we go. There we go. Okay, actually, they ended up being a little bit closer than I expected, so let's have them move here, switch into battle lines, and then wheel.
Brigade. Wheel left. Brigade. Wheel right.
Do that.
Wheel right. Wheel right.
Oh, the artillery's already nervous about your deployment.
Advance.
There's advance, and then, oh wait, unlimber your guns, open fire, perfect. These folks are here. Actually gonna have these guys move up a little bit. I'm gonna have... Honestly, yeah, we can get a little bit more aggro than I thought we'd be able to be.
You can give a brigade-wide advance order too, and the whole brigade will move up to engagement range, and then halt and fight. So you collect the brigade commander. Yep.
I know. I was actively choosing to do it piecemeal so I could get, so they could basically act as scouts for me. Okay. Before we send people into these actual woods, which I was nervous about doing. Alright, let's see how these folks are doing. Doing good. All of our artillery's firing. You said they're going to be getting reinforcements, yes?
I think they're already here. Maybe not all of them yet, but I think the reinforcements are here. Yeah, it looks like most of the reinforcements are holding south of the road.
Sir, we're being flanked! Meier! Watch your aim, lads!
Well, that flanking move from Davis's brigade worked really well.
And then these folks are still firing. They're still firmly in range. How do you know
Morning,
which
General.
side your folks are facing? Because I can't tell based on these. I
Sir,
can't tell if
reinforcements are coming up!
the arrow points to where they're looking at or if it points away.
Yeah, the arrow. Yeah, the arrow points to facing.
Got it. Oh, you motherfuckers.
Watch your
Oh,
aim,
that's a
lads!
lot of.
Take cover, man!
That's a lot of blue coats.
Yes. We're gonna have these guys flank because they seem to have this situation pretty well covered.
Reporting, General.
Mrs. Thompson is a house.
I've picked up on this.
Watch your aim, lads!
Let's take a quick pause and figure out what the fuck is happening here. Let's get a read on this situation. These folks are doing good. No idea how the enemy is doing. They fell back. They kind of got their ass kicked. They also fell back. We're pushing them back
Yeah.
forward. Our artillery is doing well. These green troops are fucking killing it. These folks are putting in work, putting in the hours. These folks are totally outnumbered here. Trying to see if there's any way I can get them into a better position. No, the only way actually would be to take.
Oh, so there is a useful command that the game doesn't teach you, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
It's the oblique command, where I think if you hit and hold O, and then drag a movement,
Mm-hmm.
you know how like units are always rotating their entire facing to
Yeah.
move off to the side. If you do that, where it's like O, click, drag, release, the formation facing will remain the same. They will all just like turn to the right. So like a formation can basically sidestep, right? Without doing a full like 90-degree rotation. Instead you just sort of shift the line like laterally.
So basically, for example,
Oblique!
here, like that.
Wheel left! Wheel left!
Actually, I think. Yeah, I think this is the play here because. Let's do this.
Now, I think you've got 2 brigades coming as well, so your reinforcements are probably on their way.
That'd be great. That'd be much appreciated.
If you want to bolster some of your troops' morale, you probably send the division commander, Heath, off to the left.
Yeah.
He could probably stand near some guys and just.
Oh,
with his good
thank
vibes.
fucking Christ. All right, we got more guys. We got more guys in the
Yeah.
way. Yeah, I'm gonna have him move over here, honestly, because these folks
Yeah.
are gonna need it. Hey, what do you got? What do you got? Oh, yeah. Rob's like, Mike's a smidge low. Okay, got it. I will do my best to boost it.
I can turn up my gain a scotch if you prefer.
Yeah, I have no additional way to boost you over game. I checked to make sure you
Okay.
were
I should be a little higher.
perfect. Yeah, you were maxed on my end, so.
Yep. Right,
Thank
so
you
you can
for
see
this.
Pettigrew is going to be pulling up by the Her Tavern. I might have him like do the road column thing, because I think the road column is how they use roads.
Yeah.
Yeah, get him to that bridge and then figure out where you want him to go.
Since I've heard so many people in Ohio go, Lee didn't fight for slavery, he fought for Virginia. And yes, that's because Ohio is, I would say, effectively just an out. Depending on where you are in Ohio, Ohio is basically just a extension of the American South. Jesus. All right, are they getting
Well, right,
charged?
but even that gets like, but also Ohio ends up being a backbone of the Union Army. Like,
Yes. Yes. But the modern incarnation and conceptualization of Ohio is 100% as an extension of the American South. It sucks. Okay, we're gonna have you. Honestly,
Form the road.
what's up, motherfuckers? Alrighty. Actually, we're gonna drop into
Double line.
a double
Yeah.
line right on their
Yeah.
flank.
Yeah, this feels like a sledgehammer moment.
These guys have put up such a long and good fight.
Well, and they got the entire Union formation facing the wrong way too.
Okay, Davis, you folks fall back. Okay, perfect. Oh, 7 Tennessee got knocked. Fucking dweebs. Alright, y'all keep on falling back. Work. Pettigrew. Just fucking advance. That's... Okay, they're running. Like I was gonna say, that's probably close enough, but no. If they're gonna fucking run... Actually, let's just hold.
Yeah, okay.
Sir, reinforcements are coming up.
Falling back, please. I'm begging you.
Watch your aim, lads.
Alright, y'all aren't doing anything. Come on, boys. Let's get to going.
Watch your aim, lads.
Just get dropped. No, I'm just determining if people are getting dropped yet. are y'all doing? Get over here.
Sir, we'll get it back.
Well, they routed. It's not ideal.
Yeah, so this is the hell of the first day. But hold on, Brockenborough's brigade is coming up. Are they here yet?
Let me check.
Sir, 1/2 hour.
They're almost here. Oh, perfect. They're just going straight over here. Ideal.
Love that he's mediocre. Hey, this guy, he ain't it.
He's mid. Jeez, they're bringing their artillery right up against us.
Oh boy.
And the one way to fix that, legitimately. Fucking chaos.
It looks like you're driving them.
Here's the thing, when the second they pulled out those artillery out here, I was like, we have to do something about this situation because otherwise we're gonna fucking die. Those artillery were gonna shred us, so I just decided to do a probably overly ambitious charge. Right, King. And by King, I mean motherfucker.
Battle line. Brigade, we'll
Traitor
right.
motherfucker.
We'll right.
Yeah, happy weed day to you too, 420 X Hanzo Life, X365, X69. I also wish you a happy 420 day. I'll eat weed right now. I won't, we're on stream.
Sir, we'll get it back.
You mean like an edible?
Yeah.
No.
Oh. Jesus Christ. Y'all, get going. Let's go. I'm noticing a lot of not getting shot happening by y'all. Let's fix that. This has been my secret plan, is that actually I want to this has all been a backdoor for me to get the Confederate troops fucking owned.
This is the moral playthrough.
Exactly. The moral playthrough is letting your troops get fucking devastated every 6 seconds. Because they're fucking ops.
Oh, I would not want to be in the 22nd North Carolina right now. That seems like a shitty location.
We're actually going to have them wheel a little bit. Oh, God. And then... Well, here's the thing. They're about to get support from the...
We'll get it back.
The Union's about to get their cavalries up. You can see them readying those guns.
Let's go. 26th, I know you're having a bad time. Have a worse one.
Nope.
We'll get it
Nope.
back.
Nope.
Oh.
Honestly, we're moving this up. I need to be in better range because I feel like they're actually kind of out of range right now. Come on, y'all. Let's get going. There we go.
10 minutes.
Oh, I guess I should ask, are we build to win or lose this?
You are build to lose. So like what happened to you here is not that far off from what happened historically, which is basically like, and that briefing text kind of gives it away. Like the Confederates do not know what they're getting into. Like they genuinely think that the only thing there is cavalry, which means like the recon element. And so they approach it super casually, and they're like, "We'll just brush these guys aside," and then they run into two like elite brigades in favorable ground for the defender, and it takes them the better part of the day to like drive the Union, not the day, but like the morning certainly, to drive this position.
Yeah. Jesus, they are really all just clustered on that one hill.
Like, basically, I think the Union holds for the stage of the battle, and then if we play the next scenario, you'll start to see where the Confederates began to break through. But what the whole thing depended on was this push from the west, from the northwest, just got wrecked in this fashion. And so what bailed them out was the fact that they just had so many more troops arriving from other roads that they ended up flanking the Union position. Oof.
I consider that a moral dub.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, no, this is a dub. I consider this a huge W.
They really killed the shit out of the Confederates.
Yeah. There was a lot of murder.
Let's see the replay.
You want to watch the replay?
Yeah.
It seems like they just have a lot of numbers. They had both more numbers and also better positioning from the beginning of the fight.
The numbers thing, though, hold on. Let's see the total numbers on the score screen. So you have 6,200. They have plus the cavalry.
Yeah, the cavalry is
got
what turned it here. They had
4,900.
Yes.
Okay.
4,900 with a lot of cavalry beats our fucking 6,200 mid infantry.
So.
Oh wait, fuck.
Oh, it'll let you just keep playing. Do you want to retry it? Try a different tactic?
We can do that one again.
Because here would be like my thought. It looked to me like those guys who fought in the woods just ended up stalled there for the entire scenario.
Yeah.
Like they didn't lose, but they didn't win. Whereas like that push from the north seemed to go way better. And so like.
What's happening?
Supposedly, you can give the AI a different character.
Got it.
I'm skeptical of that part.
Right.
Sir, this no good Yankee cavalry's been
Shut the
slowing
fuck
our
up.
advance all morning. You must hold this position at the end of the battle. This is your best brigade. There'll be some more infantry coming up.
All right. This time. You know what? Rob, you can tell me if this is a terrible idea.
Mm-hmm.
If we switch these into a column,
Yeah.
and moved them around here to the ridge.
Yeah.
Is that anything?
Yes, I think it could be. However, I think in that case, you really can't move in the north until those guys, like, you know what I mean? You're trading time to send those guys on a long walk.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna have the more mid troops fight in the woods.
I wouldn't even send them if you're trying the flank march. I'm not even sure I would send guys forward yet.
Yeah.
Because the numbers will be against them. But like, I haven't actually tried the whole like swing south of the entire position, and get them that way.
Yeah, because in road they do default to column, right? Yes, they do.
Yeah, and maneuver column is just a good transitional formation for like getting them ready to fight in line.
No, honestly, yeah, let's just... Our artillery's gonna take pot shots at us, but that's fine.
Not for long. You're gonna be behind the woods in a second.
Give me the binoculars.
We're definitely gonna take casualties as we go through here.
Oh, what are they doing?
Hmm.
The Union. Are
They
they
want the-
rushing you?
They want the blood, Rob. They want the blood. Yes, they are.
Waiting for orders, sir.
I mean, I guess if they want it. Oh yeah, get them in that orchard.
Wheel left, wheel right.
Oh shit, you get that little grove of trees off to the south too. Yeah.
Yep. No, give me the 40-second miss. Then.
I'd maybe even give them the double quick command so that those guys run into the south. It's probably worth them getting a little winded.
Check out these guys are doing. Oh, what's up?
Sir,
Maneuver,
reinforcements
yeah.
are coming up.
I would rotate it around.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, they have totally let us do this, huh?
Well, zoom out. Is there nothing around you?
Reporting, General.
Yeah, wait then.
Reporting, General.
Who is that? Can't see, but
That's cavalry.
usually- No, that's a general and his aide. I'm actually really curious what's about to happen.
These guys are getting fucking owned. And there are our
There we go.
reinforcements.
We got him flanked.
I'm about to have it so bad. Oh. Pushing the battle lines.
Reporting, General.
Wait.
Oh, fuck.
Hold on, this might be good though. That's actually a decent position to fight these guys from.
Yep.
Wheel left.
Oh.
Good. Halt. Battle line. About face. Brigade.
Yeah.
Halt.
Oops.
Battle line. About face. About face. Wheel left.
Go.
Double. Retreat. Retreat.
Why the fuck are you retreating?
Sir, we're being flanked.
My guess is they're still marching their position, and we're taking like flanking fire while they're trying to get there.
Weird.
Here they come.
How y'all doing? Oh, Jesus. Okay, you fuckers are here.
Battle line.
Honestly, yeah, just join the battle line. Jesus. Yeah, Rob, this was not, I would say, an ideal play. Well, maybe it's fine.
No,
No?
no, the guy's coming in from the north. I was thinking it might be fine, but now those dudes are walking in from the north. I guess, you know, if you rush from Davis and Brockenborough, you
Yep.
could make this work.
That's exactly
But
what
everyone's got to like get moving
Reinforcements are
now.
coming up.
Yep.
Just blatantly sacrificing Archer.
Retreat. Retreat.
Yeah, these dudes are fucked. Well, they were a,
But it's taking them time to clean it up.
they were a good distraction, I guess. Someone said, so you tried to split them and take a better position? No, we tried to do a long flank, but the problem is that their reinforcements arrived before we could finish our flank. Keep going. Keep going, gamers.
Try want to get those generals up with them so they can
Truly
get the morale
fucked.
boost. If you charge those guns, I
Yep.
think that position will just collapse.
That's the goal. Yes, the answer to that question is yes.
So close. If you can get Pettigrew's guys will stop on the road.
Sir, you will get it back. Wait for orders, sir. Fire!
How
How are these fuckers still alive?
Because that's how nuts woods are in this game. Like, if you guys, if you get dudes into heavy tree cover,
Pettigrew, let's
they're
go.
basically immortal.
Let's go, King. Get in the scrum, motherfucker. Get in the scrum. Archer, no, go with your troops, dude.
archer wandering around behind the Union line trying to 1v1 the entire army.
I cannot believe how effective those delay tactics in the South were. That seems to be what's happened here.
Yeah, it kind of threw off their entire deployment, and now they're kind of struggling to get into a good position.
We threw them off their rhythm.
Yeah. However, if you stall out, you're dead.
Yeah.
Sir, 1/2 hour. Hold the fire, boys.
If this were a Total War game, we'd be playing the entire battle from the artillery cam and like scoring 6 shots with our guns. What a
That's true.
weird touch that was in the. I think specifically, Shogun Fall of the Samurais, where they got wildest with it. It was like basically you just turn yourself like it was a turret mode.
Really?
Oh yeah.
This is not good. I've basically given up on these folks. Oh, wait, are you back? Get going.
Wait for orders, sir. We'll
They don't have.
Sir,
Yeah.
we'll get it back.
Are they starting to get a flank on us?
Yeah. This is starting to turn into a real meat grinder.
Wait for orders, sir.
Oh, God. How much longer is this fucking battle?
Not much, but you could concede. You go to the upper left and you can do the whole concede defeat thing.
Or we could do this.
Beautiful. Yes. What? What? Wait. What happened in the last eye blank of this game? Nobody held it. They just didn't. They didn't have anybody on the objective.
Yeah, let's watch.
Yeah, look, man, they had every single regiment fighting that one brigade.
And this is where I press the fast forward button.
But they just never moved anyone over the objective.
They couldn't. Look where they had to go. These all of these folks got broken. They
Yeah.
all got broken. They all got broken,
Incredible.
and these folks were over here trying to deal with this fucking mob in the middle. Yeah.
Union generals just screaming at each other on comms. I told you to cap.
Pros don't fake. Pros don't fake. God. Here's the. That's why Republicans want to eliminate criminal. They want history to look like that. Fuck. What was that? I sent Rob a quote yesterday. I sent Rob. There's a New York Times piece from
Yes.
1998 that I sent Rob about this game. What happens when history becomes a game? A book is a tool, a map is a tool, games can be a tool, but they are a curious sort of tool because if they're well designed, they become ends in themselves. They substitute for the things they're meant to represent. The map becomes the territory. In a simulation, the past may seem more immediate, more meaningful, and more clear, but the history behind it is complex and opaque. History turns into something like a computerized car, simple to use and impossible to fix. Automotive technicians are listed in the phone book, but who are you going to call when your history breaks down? Which is a good question, because apparently you can just hit the fast forward button and you'll win the battle inexplicably.
I am. So it's because you. Okay, so while your distraction regiments were down there,
Mhm.
you fucked up their cavalry, and that's worth ×2 per kill. And that is why you eked out like literally a 21-point victory. Incredible.
They also only took out one of our artillery out of 212. Artillery just sat back and fucking.
Artillery just destroyed infantry the entire battle. Didn't even, they respect each other too much. They're like, hey, no need to engage in this vulgar brawl.
Fucking apparently these little fuckers did the whole fight.
Yup.
Also, we did not destroy 6 cavalry. We took out 322 cavalry.
Oh, that's if you played like 2 minutes longer? Can't.
Probably longer than 2 minutes. Just given how, because I believe the fast forward button is tied to your system clock or your system level speed.
Right. Yeah.
Game's not built for this.
No.
Hell. This is hell to me. All right, I do have to go to the bathroom very badly. Sorry.
Yep. My control was taken away. I'm not allowed to play Gettysburg right now. I wish I could. Thoughts on Shadowrun? Shadowrun's good. I guess somebody mentioned it's all those games are coming to Game Pass. Keep situation is on hold. Check out the last video to see why that is, but we'll be finishing them later. Were there nutty followers of Civil War games like this that is similar to the reenactment community? Reenactment communities are always gonna be part of the overall pie of people who play war games, but I'm not sure. I think the really weird PC war gamers, the way that weirdness tends to get expressed is mostly demanding ever more granular games. There's people are asking about the speakers. The speakers are back. They're great. We'll talk about it on the podcast a little bit because there's a bit of a story with that. Surprising one. It did not go the way I thought it would. Big game. Where do you think the audience went after this game? Total War series, something else. We talked a little bit last week about So, I think the audience for this, some of them just remained general PC gamers. Some probably went deeper into war games. But I do think the next series to sort of tap into what this was getting at was probably the Total War series. But they sort of cracked the code on finding things that were way more broadly appealing. Well, I mean, specifically, people who wanted to, like they made a sequel to this, Sid Meier's Antietam, but Firaxis didn't make it. Another studio in Maryland made it, and I think it's not as good because of some choices they made. And then later, I would say probably the best derivation of this design is probably the Take Command series.
Hello, I'm back. Should have said
Hey.
hi.
So, as we were talking about earlier, you were booked to lose that, and the Confederates don't really make much progress in that scenario. I think the next one is Golden Opportunity, which is where the Confederates start, like, pushing in from the north. And then I think Barlow's Knoll is where they break the Union line on the first die.
Okay, which one?
But if you just want to roll up, like if you want to show like a really huge attack just wrecking house, you could do the wheat field. You played it from the Union side, but that is one the Confederates are booked to just like Sickles Folly, the peach orchard.
There we go.
That is one the Confederates are booked to completely shatter the Union.
Okay, got it. Where's one where we're likely to take an L?
Likely to take an L.
Yeah.
So, Little Round Top is one that historically they didn't do well with.
General Longstreet, how's your command?
Sir, my corps is arriving on the field even now after a long day's march from Gettysburg. They are tired, but will soon be ready for duty.
Good, General. As you know, General Hill and Ewell accomplished a great deal
General?
today.
Yes, sir, they did.
General?
But they were unable to get the high ground.
This game
south
loves
of
saying
town.
the word
Yes,
general.
That's true. But it is up to us now to finish this thing. Here.
But, General, begging your pardon, the enemy is strengthening his position every moment on those blasted hills. They'll be waiting for us in the morning. They'll want us to attack.
General Longstreet, we must move to attack tomorrow and as early as possible. You will move your command and attack this area. We must possess ourselves of the Round Tops and prevent the enemy from escaping.
Farewell, General. We will do our best.
General.
Look at that sad little line moving out.
You must hold this position at the end of the battle.
General.
This is your best brigade.
Cool.
There'll be some more infantry coming up.
4 batteries and 18 cannon. Stop. All right, rifles. Mid to long range. Napoleons, close range. Jesus, I got a lot of motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
Christ. General. General. All right. So it looks like...
There's 3 rocky hills.
yeah. Round Top, Little Round Top, and the Devil's Den.
Yep.
And we assume that they're on Little Round Top. We know that they're on Little Round Top, and they might be on Round Top. Probably are on
Yes.
Round Top.
Probably not. This is a historical scenario. So the weird context for this is, so that conversation between Lee and Longstreet happened the night, the night before. And then the next day, Longstreet spends the entire day begging to just like, let's not fight here. Let's not have the Battle of Gettysburg.
Yeah.
And then the wheat field thing, the peach orchard thing happens. Like Longstreet drags his feet. The Union general fucks up. This whole place is on lockdown. And then a Union general like fucked up, got his corps obliterated. And so there was a huge gap in the line. And so like this is a brief window where like the Union's not really down here in force at the start. I don't think they're on the Round Top. The catch is infantry are so slow over rocky forested terrain that like you are limited in the kind of flank marches you can do because they just take ages.
Yeah. I just want to mess more on those trees. All right, what are you fuckers? Are you just guns? Those horses? Those horses? Do we have horses? Oh, those are not our troops. Are they? These are not our troops now.
No, they won't let us control those.
Well. Good dude, chill. They just gotta have artillery in there. That's cool.
Kato asking, are these historical names? I think literally the Devil's Den was called that. Like that was a local name.
Now, Rob, how bad of an idea would it be if I did this?
Sir,
Might be a very
reinforcements
good
are
one.
coming up. On the double.
Whoop! Yeah, you fight them.
Maybe everyone. Oh, they
No.
don't want none of this. They're just skirmishing.
They do not want that smoke.
Oh wait, I bet you those are United States sharpshooters. I do know that there was one like formation of like special marksmen in this fight, and I think this might be them.
Oh, and they just basically, we came up against, they did not expect to come up against a fucking wall of troops. They were just
Right,
expected
and so
to
their
hang
whole
out.
deal is their whole like role in battle is just like go skirmish, pick off high value targets.
Not get fucking charged immediately in the first
No,
3 seconds of
no.
a battle. They don't
They're
like
not here
that?
for that.
Interesting, interesting, interesting.
Battle line. Advance.
Can I understand you getting fucking blasted? Let's go, let's go, let's go. Fucking Christ, gamers. Get going.
Oh, but look how much fatigue's building up too.
They're fine.
Reporting, General.
Are y'all fighting? No? Get going. Get into the fighting zone. Now, are these troops a little bit sleepy? Yes. Should they quit being little bitches about it? Also, yes. Are y'all doing anything? Are y'all actually shooting?
They're just eating lead. Oh wait, we forgot a brigade.
Advance.
Did we?
Advance.
Yes, we did, Rob.
Historically, that happens with surprising frequency.
Sir, reinforcements are coming up.
For us?
Yeah.
We're doing fine.
Maneuver column.
Do we need them?
Reporting, General.
Yeah. I
Okay.
think you're gonna need them.
I'll believe you. Oh, motherfucker. Get going. Okay, you're about to be in a fight.
Aim low, boys.
I'm actually gonna move these folks here before we get fucking ruined by this flank. Dude, keep going. Let's go. Join.
Reporting, General.
Accidentally clicked the tutorial button.
Reporting, General.
Y'all doing anything? No? Get going.
That whole brigade is being a little too chill for my liking.
This one? Yeah.
Yeah, Law's brigade is.
I feel like, are we at like, is there like a weird perspective thing happening where these folks are a lot further away than I think? Yes, there is.
I think there is, yeah. Where were those new troops coming from? Ooh. That was a rebel yell. I was scaring somebody off.
Oh, this worked. That's good to see. No, it didn't.
Wheel left. Wheel left. Advance.
Oh boy.
Reporting, General.
Ah.
Hey, can you pause one moment?
We'll get it back.
Because there, you got a reinforcement notification. I don't think I know where those troops showed up. Right, like Benning. There we go.
Maneuver column.
Someone asked, are we winning? No.
I would also say you're not losing yet.
It just takes so fucking long to walk through these goddamn woods.
Yep. Like, I think that push in the middle got into such good positions that they're, like, really holding up well.
Oh, yeah, they're doing great. Look at that. Their fucking morale is actually very good. These folks are flanking. All right, y'all. We gotta get you in the fight.
How's that little regiment in the stream doing? Right there in the middle.
Weirdly good. This one?
Yeah.
So right now they're flanking. They're flanking. They're just barely... Also, how's this going? Not well.
However, that brigade's almost in place.
Reporting,
boy.
General.
What's that?
Union charge there in the little confluence of the two streams to your right. It's on the very end of your line.
Oh, right down here.
No, to the right. See, a little.
Oh, and
Oh,
Rose's
your guys looks like they held.
Yeah, they're fine.
And now the Union looks like it's gonna get fucked if that battle line can form.
So far it is.
People are recommending checking out Ultimate General Gettysburg, Ultimate General Civil War, and that is a really good choice. If we have time is not too much of a hassle, maybe we should switch my computer so I can show you, like, the modern successor to this.
You know what? 17th Georgia? 350 veteran troops.
Get a walk-in?
Yep. Oh, they falling back. Oh, they're retreating.
Sir, 1.5 hour.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing, Rob. You know what's over here? You know what's right over here?
What?
Artillery.
Okay, General Klepek reporting for duty in the chat.
Thanks, Patrick.
Oh, dear.
Honestly, Rob,
Yeah.
is this the moment to? Should I just charge them?
It's probably your here in the middle. It's probably your best chance. Yeah.
Hold your fire, boys.
Come on, Georgia, get in the goddamn fight.
Okay, so the charge was a bad decision. I underestimated the difficulty of charging him there.
We're fully booked for an L, right?
Oh yeah.
Good.
So historically, the way the timing works out is the Union didn't get enough forces to Devil's Den fast enough, and they did get pushed out of there. But then, like, a really small scratch force had to hold the little round top. And that's kind of where they ended up making their big stand. But yeah, like, ultimately, this entire Confederate flank attack fell apart for the exact same reasons here. Like, you basically can't hurt these Union, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not sure you're, like, look how few sprites of casualties there are where they're standing.
Yeah.
Like,
Sir, reinforcements are coming up. Retreat.
For us?
no, I do wish they had more pronounced accents on some of the barks so that I could tell if it's a rebel or a Union unit retreating. Something like, "Get ready to leg it, boys!"
I'm
That would-
uninstalling you from Alive.
That would help me know. Like, is the Union being pushed back, or is those Confederate troops?
What are y'all doing? Be in a fight. Go. Get in there.
Hold your fire, boys. Sir, 10 minutes.
Get going or get dying. God damn. That guy's fucking
Yeah,
dead.
he's just dead.
That guy's alone.
There he goes.
Oh, they have correctly identified that they should be fighting the flanking units, and they're just owning us with legitimately fucking 3 cavalry units.
Also, I'm just like, look how many shells are arcing in on those units in the open ground, too. It's bad.
Y'all, get going.
Sir, 5 minutes.
Do something. Jesus Christ. It truly does feel like this... It truly feels like this fight is unwinnable. just based on sheer numbers. Like, this is obscene. But, like,
Yeah, I'm actually
positioning
not-
and also numbers.
I am actually not sure
This is ridiculous.
what the Confederates can do here. The only thing I can theorize is that the flank attack itself is, like, it's inviting. Oh my fucking god. However, hold on. It looks like they pulled in all their reinforcements.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I consider this a victory. That's the moral victory.
That was a real ass kick. But historically, that's what it is. Like, it is impossible ground to attack into.
Oh, Weeds Brigade. Hell yeah. Eat some. Like to continue. Who did anyone? No, none of our troops did anything worthwhile.
Hey, the 20th Maine was most effective. Good for them.
Congrats
That's-
to the 20th Maine.
Historically, that is the regiment that distinguished itself that day.
All right. Oh wait, whoops.
Yep.
Let's see how this go. How bad this will go.
Reporting, General. 5 minutes.
Well, it got worse.
Not much worse.
Well, you lost 500 more troops, right?
Yeah.
And they lost about 200. It's a bad day for the Confederacy,
Yeah, that's a
but
dub.
a good day for America.
Oh, whoops.
5 minutes.
I accidentally clicked it again.
Just keeps getting worse.
Good. All right, what's next, Rob?
So I feel like I think a couple interesting offensive scenarios where, like, you can sort of see a slightly chancier thing, like the Barlow's Knoll scenario up there could be one, or Longstreet's option Big Round Top is a, what if instead of doing Pickett's charge, we didn't do that, and we basically go back to the place you were just fighting.
Yep.
But instead of fighting from the front,
Yeah.
they fight up from the south, and they basically get around both those hills and attack into the valley. It's a big scenario, but it's an interesting one.
Let's go hang out with Lee Harvey.
Lee Harvey?
On the Knoll?
Oh my god. Great. I didn't know where that was. Yes. Perfect.
General Early, you must bring your force to bear immediately. Rhodes has met stiff resistance and has been stopped on all right.
Yes, sir. What can I do, General?
General Lee has ordered an advance on all fronts, and your division is coming up behind the enemy's flank on that knoll there.
Say no more, sir. I'll have my division in Gettysburg town shortly, and we'll pitch our tents on that knoll tonight.
You must hold this position at the end of the battle.
Oh, fuck.
This is your best brigade. More infantry and artillery are coming up.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, fuck me, that's funny. Alright. Old Black. We're gonna head up to Old Black's Knoll. Alright. Why are these folks just standing the fuck around? Don't do that. Get going.
Advance.
I should actually... Wait.
Yep. What?
No, I was just like, they should wait until the entire other brigade is here before they attempt their push. So we can actually attack at the same time, as opposed to trying to have two. Basically, if we give them time to start 2 fights, that's not good for us.
Right.
Is my theory. What's your line of sight? What's your line of sight? Y'all can see him. Get shooting him.
Sir, reinforcements are coming up.
Get going.
Give me the binoculars.
Okay, you cannot see. You will be advancing.
That little hill, there's a little hillock southeast of Benner's farm that looks like it might be a decent position.
We got him now.
It's like, all right, y'all shooting. All right, what'd you say, Rob?
So if you look off to the right, there's a little hillock southeast of Benner's farm.
Banners.
Yeah, it's that building right below Gordon. Next to in the right quadrant, upper right quadrant. Yep, down.
Oh, this one?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a little hilltop right there, southeast of, like, Benner's.
Oh, this one right here?
Yeah.
Is that where you want artillery?
It might be worth. So this is a case where maybe sending a general over there to do a line of sight check might be worth it before you move the batteries. Just to make sure that like you'd be able to see something.
Y'all get going.
Sir, reinforcements are coming up.
Whoa.
What's your line of sight? Wait.
Actually, that's not bad. They can. Yeah, they can totally see over those little trees and fire into the.
Yep. Perfect. Well, they're already on their way.
Fire! Advance! Advance! Advance!
Right now, y'all are just standing around getting shot. Let's go. Let's get going.
Battle line! Battle line! Form the room!
Jesus.
Form the room!
All right. Well, this doesn't feel fair. Rob, I feel like our numbers are way bigger.
Well, you haven't found them all yet.
Y'all still limbered? Perfect.
Watch your aim, lads!
Get shooting. Where's George to get up there?
Reporting,
Alright.
General.
Y'all
Reporting, General.
push the skirmish. Let's get flanking.
Reporting, General.
So I was asking, the scenarios basically play out the same way every time, right? Actually, I think you can allow for variance to occur,
Yeah,
which
that's a
change up
setting.
some of the dynamics.
Double line!
Oh, foot! Y'all can do this, though. Oh, nice. They broke the artillery. Ooh, y'all are just fighting out on open field. You know what? That's fine.
Reporting, General.
I just paused. I was just checking chat real quick. Somebody said, I wouldn't, Rob and Ren combined make one very effective commander. Twitch, someone else said, I wouldn't be sure of that based on previous battles in this stream. Which is extremely true.
I don't think anything as incriminating as our Total Warhammer streams
Has happened?
has happened yet.
Jesus.
I'll just say it's a good thing that nobody here is being asked to storm a walled city.
We're so good at fighting in any other situation.
Huh.
What's up?
I really didn't think those two Union regiments would stand their ground.
These ones?
No, the ones in the middle there, the little triangle at the base of the triangle of the trees. The guys in the middle held out.
These dudes are putting in fucking work.
Yeah, they're really, like,
What is
they've got
this?
entire brigades.
Oh, these are Napoleons? Those are Napoleons in close range. Alright, Dole's just finally starting to get his ass kicked. Got a couple of failed charges.
Reporting, General.
Don't do that.
Sir, reinforcements are coming up!
I'm gonna have these folks fall back to the woods.
So, I am pretty sure there's like a shit ton of units tied up in that creek.
Well, here's the thing. They had, they are, but the thing is that they were forced back. I attempted to charge with them and they got owned.
Sir, we'll get it back!
We never really had it, to be fair.
Oh, well, you have one more brigade showing up, Smith?
Yeah.
Retreat from below!
It's good, because it would be a great time for him to get to the south. Holy shit. Oh, that battery.
Here's the thing, Rob. They're retreating by recoil.
Yep. But now they're being charged.
I believe in them.
Shoot. Damn it.
I believe in them. I believe in them, Rob. Fuck. I was wrong.
Sir, 1/2 hour.
Not doing anything? No? Get going! If I were troops, I would simply look the fuck around and see what was happening. I'd be like, damn. I should probably be fighting right now. That would just mean me, though.
Oh. I really thought these guys could stem the tide better than they have.
Yeah, they're kind of mid, for being honest. Y'all, get going. I don't want to be moving Smith. I want to move the troops he's standing on top of. There we go. Gee, look at this fucking mess down here.
I can't believe they're getting the shots off that they are.
That is nonsense. Honestly, 29 Virginia. It worked.
Yeah.
Reporting, General.
Oh, did we just get reinforcements somewhere?
No, they give that cue when someone else steps into command for a wounded or dead officer.
Oh, Doles.
And Doles just got... Doles got.
Are we booked to win this or no?
You're booked to win this.
I got it. You're saying this is going badly?
Yeah.
Sir, 10 minutes.
It just seems like a lot of the time my troops are just standing the fuck
Sir,
around.
you'll get it back.
Yeah, they don't... They will hold position, basically. The other issue, though, is that, like, when they're blocking each other, informations, they won't do anything to get to a clear position to fire from. So, like, a big part of micro in this game is just, like, cleaning up these lines.
Annoying.
And I think the solution to that, really, in a lot of ways, is giving more orders through the brigade commanders. And like adjusting at the regimental level, but not controlling the regiments like too much.
Got it. This is a hard. It's supposed to be a hard fight, or is this supposed to be a stomp?
This is supposed to be a bit of a stomp.
Well,
Like, this is where the Union unravels. Let's. Can you give me control? Because I'd love to actually like tackle this one. Because I think.
I've given you control. Wait, one sec. I do need to do one thing on my computer real quick.
Yep.
Okay, good. No, I mean, yes, we did want the Union to win. Again, that was the moral victory. You're good, Rob.
All right. Okay, so. Yeah, fuck it. We'll activate that. Cool.
General
I think I just really, really struggle to read
You
this
must
game.
hold this
I'll be
position
honest.
at the
I have
end of the
no
battle.
idea what's happening at any given point in time.
Okay.
This is your best brigade.
I'll talk through.
There'll be some more infantry coming up.
Okay, so here are things I do know about like from playing this from the Union side and what we just sort of went through. We basically know that the thing here is the Union deployed here in the wrong position, right? They're covering a really good defensive position that no one's going to attack through. And all our guys are showing up back here. So that's going to be. Oh, wait, did I? Is this a different scenario? I might have.
This,
I might have
this,
clicked the
you,
wrong
Rob,
scenario.
you clicked
Yeah,
a different scenario.
Yeah, I did. Hold on. Let's see.
It's Barlow's Knoll.
Barlow's Knoll. No, I can swear we just did. I might have.
That's the one we just did, yeah.
I guess we'll do historical then. All right.
General Early,
You must hold this.
There we go. All right, so I'm gonna hold these guys back. I'm actually even gonna change the axis of attack here a little bit.
Battle line.
Because I do not even want to mess with these fucking trees as little as possible.
I feel like this game, for me, both has too much and not nearly enough information, and it's also obfuscated that I really struggle to understand what's happening at any given moment.
That's like probably a fair assessment. I mean, some of it is like, I think the strength and weakness of this is like, the theory here is that the map and the animations are readable enough that like you'll be able to pick up what you need to know. But as we ran into, especially with like the Devil's Den scenario, like once units get sort of mixed up in a jumble, it turns into some real pixel hunt shit.
Yeah. And also just like, apparently there's like the difference between like rifle types and unit types is super unclear to me. It feels hard to make good decisions when I don't have any relevant information as to what actually differentiates a crack versus a veteran versus like standard troops.
This is great. So are all these guys crack? Wow, that's nuts. So what differentiates them is they start with this many bars of morale. Let's find somebody who's mediocre, a veteran, but they've only got 4 bars. And so that is the distinguishing feature. Like the theory of this is like better troops have a higher tolerance for like pain to begin with. And that is how much punishment they can take before they run or completely break. And then these modifiers are kind of what you manipulate. Sorry, can you see my cursor?
Yeah, I can see your cursor.
Okay, I'm not sure stream can, but I will. So the thing is, so we have in the lower left,
can.
we have the 4 eagles, great. And then the icon with the broken line right there means there's support on the left flank. If there were a unit on the other side as well, you'd have 2 extra bars for there being support on each flank. And if there were a unit behind, you would see a double line indicating that they're like bolstered by troops from behind. They get an extra bar to the right. You see that little like soldier head in cover. That's from being like in the trees or in a like decent position with some kind of cover. And then I think the flag indicates there's like a general nearby providing a bonus. And so that's kind of what you're manipulating to control how much punishment your troops can take and like sort of pace them. Is you're finding places where they're going to get those extra bonuses to allow them to like stand and fight longer. And ideally, you'll be denying those positions to the Union.
Got it.
So that's kind of like my apologies. That's like that's something I should have gone over because like that's the theory of Civil War combat that this game has is that like basically the entire name of the game is how long are people going to stand here and take this kind of punishment. And good troops will take it a surprisingly long time, and like rookies, like they'll take 2 shots and they'll be like, I need to go. And so the theory of combat is that the general's job is basically to put troops in as advantageous a position as possible so that their natural inclination to bolt and run gets delayed.
Okay, got it. Got it. That explains a lot. Because I would say my tactics game skill is putting numbers on the board. And I feel like this is not a put numbers on the board situation. It's instead more about this kind of like I like to do little flanking routes. I like to do my little slip in behind a little guy, do a little hit. And I feel like this game is much more oriented around this like brigade level combat that just doesn't. I mean, it reads to me, but it is very slow.
Yeah, it's and like that's fully true. I think it is a bit like they function as like the only way the game gives you like decent control groups. But I think the other thing that, and I think does a decent job illustrating this, is like a regiment can always do like a tiny little maneuver locally, but like the big choices you have to make are about like where a brigade goes, because you sort of feel like once they're committed, they're kind of stuck, right? It's tough to like sort of reconfigure your position. So like in the earlier battle that you were playing, I was noticing that you would be going straight at like the guys in front of you, but what the game is kind of trying to anticipate is that you'll want to be actually like making bigger flank marches, not trying to get around the flank of the unit you can see, but trying to get around whatever theoretical flank they could possibly have. So that's another part to this.
Got it.
But now I say all this, watch me eat shit.
Advance!
Also, like this part where I just cannot see what's going on is a real nightmare. But
What's that part?
oh, like just when it turns into a parking lot of
yeah,
units and like you can't get the right flags out.
Yeah, it's super fucking annoying.
Advance! They're taking cover!
Okay, so that's going to be a Union brigade coming up.
Sir, reinforcements are coming up!
And this is a case where I'm going to hopefully be able to engage those dudes before they can get in position. Because, like, and this is the catch in a lot of these scenarios, it is a race against time, right? Like, especially as the Confederates, where it's like you basically need to get them dislodged and off balance so you can keep pushing them, even though you don't have numerical advantage.
Right.
Because it's like one thing is set their feet, you're done. But that's why this is so hard. Because if you overextend, you also get fucked. Can I push these? All right, I'm gonna make a really bold decision here.
Reporting,
I'm
General.
moving the Napoleons basically on
Napoleons.
top of them. Is that audio glitched?
Yeah. Now it's done.
Watch your aim, lads! Sir, reinforcements are coming up!
Reporting,
I'm gonna
General.
put him right behind this line because I actually just want to hold this ground for a minute. These guys.
I love to form the road column.
He always sounds so excited. Hey, you know what time it is?
I'm gonna form the road
It's
column.
road column time. So this is a real, like, this is a traffic
Reporting,
jam,
General.
but I think it's good. I think this is a good traffic jam. That's my theory.
Yeah.
Nope, that was
Bad
it's a
traffic
bad
jam?
traffic jam. It's a bad traffic
Rob is
jam.
checking his notes. The traffic jam seems bad.
Isn't there a... Did anyone see Gordon? There he is. Yeah, so my theory here, and it is a gamble, is that I can crack this whole position here and then roll them up. But I got a lot of guys getting chewed up here to the south. Like, that is an undeniable risk with the strategy.
Reporting, General.
gonna live or die by a charge here in a second.
Take cover, man!
No, turn like that.
Did we live or die?
We're dying by it for sure. But it can't be everywhere.
Reporting, General.
So that was a mixed result, but we drove their artillery off.
Sir, reinforcements are coming up!
Oh, thank God.
Sir, we'll get it back! Take cover, man! Charge! Sir, we'll get it back!
Anyone else who's okay? So I'm really scared of moving too many guys out of that southern group because, like, if that collapses, this scenario is done. But ooh, wait, hold on. But this could crack them.
Sir, 1/2 hour!
Smith's brigade choosing an optimal moment to arrive.
We got him flanked! Watch your aim, lads! Charge! Charge! Good work, General!
Okay, so that's basically in hand. But I'm gonna run out of time to take the second objective, which is not great. Unless, hold on. Hold on. It's time for cheese.
Yeah?
Yeah, we are going to cheese the Union Army. Oh, did Doles get shot again? Fucking schmuck.
They're taking cover!
Yeah, we need to really move, guys.
Sir, 15 minutes!
Thank you, Adjutant.
It's fun. The word adjutant is fun because it both means adjutant and also it sounds like you're saying that they're agitating.
Oh, you guys gotta charge the guns. I'm sorry, boys.
That morale's getting real low. Oh, nice. I believe you're taking this victory point.
Sir, 10 minutes!
Come on. God damn it, come on.
Sir, 10 minutes! Retreat! Hold your fire, boys!
Oh, no.
They're taking cover! Charge! 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 Retreat! Sir, 5 minutes! Charge! Retreat!
I love to watch a master strategist at work.
Yeah, you get in there too. Everybody keep going. Come on. God, who are we fighting? Good lord. What regiment is that? Oh man, if they retake that location, I'll be so annoyed.
Sir, we'll get it back!
No, we won't. Now everyone clumped like a schmuck.
Sir, 10 minutes!
Yeah, that's, I really need to know who the hell
Sir, 10 minutes!
is that unit. Okay, they're firing at them. No. I must know who those Union troops are. I must have them. I'm now basically just trying to deny them the victory location. Oh, that's not good.
No.
That's bad.
Sir, we'll get it back! Retreat! Retreat! sir. 5 minutes.
I thought you said it was 10 minutes ago, like an hour ago. Oh man, okay, that... I mean, this is probably not helping. This, the 3 batteries just like firing straight across my lines. That feels bad.
Batteries have not been going over there that long. What happened was that they were holding the hill and then they had to retreat back.
Yeah. Oh, man. What are we gonna get? Oh, even with the location, I absorbed way too much damage trying to take that location. Yeah. It goes like that.
It does.
Wait, so is this who they were?
Yes. I'm gonna guess so.
Well, my inability to melt them was the whole game. It was like, so, and I think this is the other thing. What I probably should have done is once I'd taken the Knoll, I should have just taken this win and like sort of consolidated the position. I am pretty sure I like lost the scenario by hurling everything at the almshouse.
Yeah.
And like letting them catch up on kills. But I wanted it. I wanted the 900.
He wanted the blood.
I did, but I do need to remember that like casualties are score too. And that like the question I shouldn't be asking myself is, do I want to take the almshouse? I should be asking, is it worth 1,000 troops?
Yeah.
But yeah, it still lends itself to chaos in those situations. Like after a point, especially because brigades don't seem to have a charge command.
Right,
You end up
they don't.
having to issue like direct charge orders, and then everything goes to hell, and then it turns into kind of a click fest.
Yeah.
But like, anyway, I hope some of the theory here was at least like more readable.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. But there's still like stuff that's completely opaque.
I mean, I understand. I think I basically understand how the game works now.
Yeah.
Or not how the game works now, but the basic theory. Yes, the basic theory is now clicking.
Well, we can call it here because we're kind of right on the like. If I show you something else, we're probably overshooting on time.
Yeah.
So we should probably let the Union take a well-earned dub. I'm still I'm still shook by the fact that like those 2 scrappy little Union regiments demolished like 8 regiments of Confederates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because they did have artillery support for 7 years.
That's true. All right. So I think that does it for today's Gettysburg stream. I think what's exciting is I'm selling everybody on Gettysburg. I think everyone was skeptical. Like, is Gettysburg it? Is Sid Meier's Gettysburg the shit? And I think the answer is a resounding yes.
The answer is a very resounding definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Ren loves it. Patrick, I think, Patrick doesn't talk about it, but I'm pretty sure Patrick's been playing it ever since I showed it to him. I think he's just over the moon with it. Kato, it has it on the Waypoint gaming PC. And it's not even the Waypoint gaming PC anymore. It's the Waypoint Gettysburg box. That's what Kato was telling me before the stream.
He's saying this a lot. He's saying this to all of us. Yeah,
so I think it's gonna be a great Waypoint 101 show, I think everyone's going to be like, man, thank you for introducing this to my life. And I'll be like, you're welcome. But really, the gift you've given me is showing how this game completely holds up, and how it's fun for all.
It's fun for all and totally readable. 1000%.
Kato says, in chat. That's Kato. That's what Kato said.
Like a good, yummy, love this. Yummy, tasty stream, tasty game.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to next week's show. I think for this week, let's see. Monday was the Norco interview going up. I think we have a fire team stream on Friday.
It's true, we do.
Next week we will have, I think next Monday we'll have an interview with someone who worked on Gettysburg. And then for people on the Waypoint Plus feed, I think we're going to have the show where we talk about this game. And everyone's going to be, it's going to be like, I hope it's not too much of a love fest. That's, I like a little, it's good to have some disagreements and divergence of
discourse.
Yeah,
space.
yeah. But I'm a little antsy that everyone's just going to be like, this game's flawless, no notes. And then what are we going to do for an hour?
No one's quite sure. No one's quite sure what we'll do. We have fun here at Waypoint.
We do. I'll be off Friday, but I think y'all are planning on doing a something for Fire Team.
We'll be doing something.
So we'll stick around and see what we come up with. Until then, fuck capitalism. Go home. Fuck the Confederacy.
Godspeed. Fuck the Confederacy. Wait, let me click the thing.